Arsenal Football Club today have bottled it. Yes, they showed character. Yes, they started to climb back into it and show real aggression and passion. But to not take 3 points at this point in the season against Southampton at home, 20th in the league, on the form that they're in, pretty much already relegated, it's a disgrace. They had their hands on their heads at full time, and they well and truly should do, because that was awful. You're up against City, who are constantly battering clubs, and even when they take off Haaland, they don't go on to bottle games. Yes, they had a few hiccups against Leicester, but then they play midweek and they beat Bayern, home and away. Then they go back to the Prem, they win again. Arsenal have no distractions. They only had a focus to a match at the Emirates at home to Southampton. So what do I put this game down to? Why did they bottle it? Why did they go 3-1 down so early? I know why. The nerves, the lack of experience, the history. The last time they won the league was, 20 plus years ago? It plays a massive factor. None of these boys on that pitch remember what it's like to win something. Of course, they've won the cup. A few of the boys were there when Arteta did that. But apart from that, they've never been in a Premier League title race. This is one of the youngest squads in the Premier League. Yes, it's one of the most exciting, and for the future, they could win a lot. But to get to a point where you actually win a Premier League, you have to go through the crap, the dirt, to get to that point. Let's talk about City. Let's talk about the moments they got close. Champions League final. Everybody had written off Chelsea. Nobody expected them to do it. But history replays itself. Why do Liverpool and Real Madrid have so many Champions Leagues? They can even look bad in the league and they look unbeatable in the Champions League. It's because they've done it before. I've just came back from Sevilla. They could be in for their 7th Europa League. Why is that? It's because they've done it before. Because the night before, the players are not worried. They're not nerved. They don't have messages from their mum and dad and their friends saying, geez, this is the biggest game of your life. No, they've got the message being like, we did it last year. Well, our club did it a few years ago. You're going to go and do it again. They sleep well at night. They wake up. They know exactly what they're after to get. And I don't take anything away from Arsenal. I think they're a very exciting team and they should be in no right in a Premier League title race this season. The fact they've done it is awarding Arteta. It's awarding the coaching staff for working harder than anybody else. But the fact that they've dropped off this season at the end is clearly because they need to build up the experience before they go for a Premier League title race. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And that marathon has been won by Manchester City Football Club. This game has determined it. I know everybody's talking about City Arsenal like it's the biggest game of the year. No, I don't think so. I think it's done already. I think City in the back of their minds know. That's why Erling Haaland's already tweeting, saying mood, with pictures of him smiling on the training pitch. The players know. They're vocal about it. You can see that they are already happy. They're loving the fact that Arsenal have bottled it. Because you put Southampton at home at Etihad for Man City 100 times, they don't lose one. They don't lose one at this stage in the Premier League. Pep doesn't lose a game like that. And that's the difference. Now, hit the like if you agree with me and comment if you don't. But what I'm trying to say is, I love what Arsenal have done. I think it's incredible that they're still in the race. And I think to the extent that they've taken this race to game week 32 in a Premier League season, nobody is on the level of City this year with Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne. Nobody. The amount that Chelsea have spent, I think, is just down to their bad business. Manchester United need time to revitalise. Newcastle need time to build some more. You can't name one club that could really compete with City this year. Liverpool didn't replace a lot of positions, fullbacks, centre-backs, midfield in the summer. They didn't do a proper transfer window. That's partly down to the lack of investment from their owners. Maybe Jurgen Klopp having too much control. That's for your own debate. But everybody has a doubt. City don't. And they were so ahead that they could get rid of João Cancelo to a Champions League rival, go and smack them in the Champions League, and then back up the Prem playing fullbacks like Nathan Ake, who, people didn't expect to be the unsung hero of this Premier League season, but really I think they have. And that's because they've done it before. And Pep Guardiola is an experienced manager. And I think there is such a great future for the endeavours of Arsenal Football Club if Arteta stays there and goes on to develop these players some more and bring in some quality in the summer. But I do not think this was their year. I'm sorry. I said at the start of the season that City were going to win the Premier League. And now we're looking at the Premier League table. And if City beat Arsenal on Wednesday, which they will, my prediction 2-0, Haaland to score at least one. Given it's boring, but you will know it's going to happen. Comment down below if you disagree with me. They are going to win that game. Then City have to climb up 2 points in 2 games. On their recent form, that's 6 points. They're going to be 4 points ahead by the time they play the same amount of games. The league is done. The league is done. You can clip me. You can put this on TikTok. If Arsenal win the league now, I'm going to shave my hair off. I'm sorry. It's all going. I'm going bold. I'm gonna look like Thogdad in a few weeks on the rate that he's bolding. I'm telling you, I will do whatever you want. I'll run around Newcastle in a pink dress and actually to go ahead and do it like Thogdad said he would. Where if Newcastle, I forgot what the dare was. Thogdad. I think he said if Newcastle end in the top 6 or something. I don't even know. I forgot what it was. Or maybe it was Newcastle winning. Look, Thogdad didn't follow through with his bet, but I will. I'm that confident that the Gunners don't have it in them now. And look, Ramsdale, what was he doing for the first goal? Nervy, really nervy. And then you look to the rest of the team. Saka got his goal, Martinelli. Gabby Jesus today, bottled it. Could have scored a chance. A lot of people signed him on FPL, expecting that as well. But can we just talk about Ruben Selles and the passion he's brought back to that Southampton team? It's really disappointing that they've had the worst run with Hasenhüttl, previous managers, Nathan Jones. The situation that Selles has been put in with the players and the position that they're in, the fact they've come away with what they have, to go to Arsenal, get a draw, to surprise Chelsea with a 1-0 win, to go to London away days like they are and pull it out the bag with the players that they have, just shows that there's a serious team. If they hold on to a lot of those players when they're in the Championship next season, 100%, I swear they go back up to the Premier League in 1 year. It depends because they've got a lot of young players. For example, Ward-Prowse, he's gone. He's absolutely gone. There's other players as well. I mean, it's going to be difficult to hold on to the likes of Bella Kotchap, who's young, exciting talent. A lot of midfielders and defenders, they're pretty young. For example, Lavia, I think he's a baller. Bazunu, I'm sure someone in the Premier League might come in for him. Maybe to fight for a spot with somebody. I think everyone jumps to the gun on Bazunu and says, you know what, he's not Premier League ready. But young keepers are never Premier League ready. They need to learn from the worst days to get to the best. We've seen that with Ramsdale, with Sheffield United. It's a great example. I'm sure my goalkeeper at Bolton, James Trafford, will follow the same path. Maybe next year he'll kick on to a higher champ, lower Prem team, prove it there. And there will be mistakes. There will be times where you think he's nowhere near the level that you expect. What about David De Gea when he first joined United? If you remember that, he dropped some stinkers, but they kept the faith. So I do think Bazunu will be cropped up. But if Southampton can keep a fair number of their players, I'm pretty convinced that they'll come straight back up. So for all the Saints fans watching, well done, because what you did do was create game of the season. As a neutral, I couldn't get my eyes off the screen. This is why the beautiful game, pardon my French, but it craps on baseball and basketball and hockey and tennis and cricket. I love cricket and tennis, but they would not have my nerves as a neutral like they did for that game. Genuinely unreal. The scenes when Arsenal got the 2 goals at the end. By the way, I saw a few empty seats, saw a few Arsenal fans leaving. G. Neville mentioned this on the commentary, and I think he got it spot on. Like, how dare you leave a match early when you're about to finish second in the Premier League? This is the best year Arsenal have ever had since God knows, and it's been done with a team that no one expected for it to do. So let's just go out this picture. Let's get out of this memory of Arsenal going to win the league. Take yourselves out of that boat and think about the situation. You're up and coming. You're the most exciting club right now. Everybody wants to play for you. Champions League football out the carpet next year. You're going to sign loads of world-class players in the summer. I think Arsenal and Newcastle will be the easiest. They'll have the most pull. Everybody wants to go to Newcastle right now because of how positive that club is, the amount of money they'll be able to pay. And Arsenal, for just genuine quality, it's a nice place to go, lovely training ground, lovely stadium, you're in London, and you're a Champions League and potential Premier League title race on for next season. So I think they should take this as a W. Yes, they are probably out the title race after City beat them on Wednesday, which I'm pretty sure they will. However, let's not forget how strong they can be next year. Turn this L into a W in the long run. Okay? Remember what I said earlier. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And that goes for the Premier League title year by year. City, I think, are going to win the Champions League, and they had to experience a Champions League final and getting there and bottling it. Even last year, getting knocked out to the winners, Real Madrid, in the fashion that they did, a Rodrigo double in the last second or whatever it was. Those moments, they stick with you. You have nightmares, you learn from it, you realise what you did wrong, and you go back the next year and you adapt, you improve. And I think Arsenal can really do that in the Premier League. So for any Arsenal fans watching me, don't know if you think I'm speaking facts or not, but I'm trying to say this is a W. You may be bottling it right now, but look at the bigger picture. You're in such a good position. Your neighbours, Tottenham, would die to be in the position you are. You know, everyone hates their chairman, Levy, right now, owner, whatever one you call him. Some people even don't want them to qualify for top 4 so they can force Levy out. It's absolutely appalling how bad a situation Tottenham are in. They're basically Harry Kane FC. The amount they want that guy to stay, it shows how much they depend on one player. You can't say that about any one player at Arsenal. They depend on an 11, and that 11 is young and exciting and developing. So please, anyone that's jumping to the gun and saying, and laughing at Arsenal and saying, oh, they're done, you know, oh, they're finished. Look at yourselves, okay? Because you'll be the same fans, same people, same YouTubers, same creators, same pundits coming on this on whatever channel they're on in a year's time saying, fair play Arsenal, you won the Premier League title, okay? Laugh at me all you want. This is a small L that's going to be turned into a big W. Comment down below if you agree. Thank you for watching. Arsenal, title race next season is seriously on. Bye-bye.